Yeah. Okay. Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I mentioned, I just go to my this. I go to say Chelsea has so many substitutes, bench win matches. We're not talking about the starting 11. Now we have two starting 11. Anybody can play now. It's not about two. Let my two and three come back. Anybody can. Anybody will collect from Chelsea. Anybody will collect. This season may be awful, but I'm telling you.
Next season. Good evening and welcome to the show. This is the Premier Sport Fan Center and this is the live segment. We are back again to cover the match between Manchester City and Leicester. We told you about it earlier on. Now we are back and with me in the studio is no other than Mr. Jimmy. You are welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And also Mr. Adeyemi, you are also welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Back to the studio, and this is the 27th minute into the first half, and we are already seeing 3 goals. And we are already seeing 3 goals and 2 goals for the goal machine himself. That is Erling Haaland. So, what is your take on this very match?
The highlight of the match has been Erling Haaland. Obviously, everybody expected Man City to win this match, I think. Because at this stage of the season, Man City are always alive. They will hit any team as hard as they can. They will score as much goals as they can. And the title game is on between Man City and Arsenal now. We'll see how Arsenal will respond to this, but I know Mikel Arteta will be afraid whoever it is.
Mikel Arteta will be afraid whoever it is, or Mr. Adeyemi?
You know, the beauty of Premier League is that you can't just come and just run away with the title. So if you win the title, you have to deserve it. You have to earn it. You have to sweat blood and water to get it done. So far, let's see. Man City is really putting up the fight against Arsenal. Let's see if Arsenal will be able to hold on to their lead, or maybe they will bottle it and lose it at the end of the day.
Well, we talk about one of the deciding factors for the Premier League is the match between Manchester City and Arsenal. The match between Manchester City and Arsenal.
At this ground.
Yeah, in the Etihad. This is Slaughter ground. And a lot of people will feel that it's a walkover for Arsenal. I mean, walkover for Man City to just beat Arsenal like that. But personally, I feel that it will be difficult.
Bayern came to this ground. What did they collect? Water. Liverpool came. What did they collect? Woto. Man U came. What did they collect? Woto. 6 before they came back and scored 3, making 6-3. So, see, let's be honest with ourselves. These guys are playing like an hungry lion. Look at this hunger. It's not up to 25 or 30 minutes. They are already 3 goals up. Arsenal better. You know, the mistake Arsenal made was throwing away that 2-goal lead last week. If they had won, even if Man City had defeated them, they would have had their 2-point cushion. But now, it's dangerous when Man City is pursuing it. It's extremely dangerous.
It's extremely dangerous. Match day 30th for Manchester City.
Yes.
You know, and now with this.
No, match day 29.
Yeah, with this this thing now, that means they are on.
No, match day 30.
Yeah, that means they are on 17 points now.
Yes.
That means they have level with Arsenal.
No. They are on 70. Arsenal is 73.
I mean, when it comes to matches, 30 matches,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So that means Arsenal is having 3 points ahead of them. Just one win.
Yes.
And Arsenal just need 1 lose.
Yes.
And for them to
And they are
when
meeting
you
on
talk
the
about difference of goal, you can't compare their goal with Arsenal because they have been banging goal.
It's just 7 goals. With this now, it's up to 8 or 9. So it is not a goal margin that is unreachable.
All right, not the goal margin that is unreachable. You know, record are meant to be broke today. If Vardy from Leicester City score, I think will be the first Leicester City player that have scored 300 goals for the club.
Yeah.
A goal for him today will make him with 300 goals.
300 goals. Hopefully he can get it, but I don't see him getting it against Man City. Maybe their next game, he can actually put in 1 goal. I don't see that happening against Man City.
Or you are expecting a clean sheet for Manchester City?
Most likely.
And we look at it, Ian Nacho is not in the lane.
Yeah, when you look at it, a new coach, new idea, you want to go with proven players many of the times. But I still think Iheanacho will come back into the fold. Maybe second half substitution. But, you know, the damage is already done already.
Let us look at the formation. Manchester City is playing 3-2-4-1, while Leicester City is playing 3-4-2-1. You know, you have Grealish, Silva, De Bruyne, and Mahrez. The forward midfield. Then you have Haaland as the last man. You have Rodri. You know, Rodri is one of the best defenders when it comes to
defensive midfielder.
Yeah, defensive midfielder, because he has more interception than most of the defensive midfielder. And the last match, we saw him scoring a goal from outside the 18 box.
Yeah, he's one of their most important players, Rodri. And I think he was the best defender and the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League before Casemiro came. We know Casemiro is a different level, but
yeah.
I mean, they are not far from each other still. You can also put Rodri in the same bracket with Casemiro. I don't think there's any other defensive midfielder in the world that enters that bracket, Rodri and Casemiro. So every good team has that, should I say solidity?
Yeah, it's solidity.
Yeah. So, and that's what Man City have. They have a gem in Rodri.
And if you look at the last match, Rodri scored, and this very particular match, Stones also scored. Both of them defensive midfielder.
But if you...
And most of their goals, they score from outside the 18 box.
If you want to talk about holding midfielders, you have to consider Zambo and Guiza of Napoli. That guy has been very, very important in the midfield. So you can't talk about Casemiro, talk about Rodri, and not talk about Zambo and Guiza. He has been a fantastic holding midfielder too for Napoli. But whichever ways, we love to see good players strive. And they are doing well. Unlike some club on the blue side of London that costs more.
On the blue side of London.
But so far so good for Man City. They are keeping they are no more the noisy neighbors. you know they call them noisy neighbors because many of the time they are not that successful. But now they are no more the noisy neighbors. They are the trophy-winning neighbors.
And let's talk about Erling Haaland. There is no way we will not talk about him in this very particular match. If you look at the top scorers, he's leading the chart right now with 32 goals. 32 goals, and Harry Kane also scored today. Harry Kane also have increased his own tally to 23. And Tony from Brentford is having 18. Rashford 15. Watkins is coming up very fast, 14. He scored 2 goals today. Martinelli for Arsenal also having 14. Salah is having 13. Saka 12. And Miron from Newcastle is having 11. Motrovic 11. You know, the gap Haaland is giving to them is just much. 9 goals different.
It's so simple. You are a very good goal finisher. And you are in a team that they will buff you with assists. load you with assist, wound you, feed you, bath you, and clothe you with assist. The result is what you are seeing. Haaland still has a lot of goal inside him, and he will still score as many as possible.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, if you leave Haaland in Man City with Guardiola for the next 5 to 7 to 10 years, it will break Alan Shearer's record of the all-time highest scorer in the Premier League.
And we're talking about assists. We see De Bruyne in Manchester Sport sitting as a top assist with 15 assists. 15 assists. And the person that comes close is Saka, who has 10. Saka has 10 assists. That is the closest. 10 assists from Arsenal. And De Bruyne is, and I'm very sure he's going to make more assists today.
Yeah, you are talking about Haaland earlier, the best striker in the world. Now you're talking about the best midfielder in the world. Man City are just should I say, blessed with the quality of players that they have. I believe they have the best manager in the world also. And De Bruyne is a world-class player, obviously. He has been for me, the face of the Premier League. In the last 4 or 5 years, he has been the best player in the Premier League. And if he just continues, I think he broke the assists, fastest to reach 100 assists in the Premier League in the last game. And now we just added one to that tally.
Why wouldn't you get assist when you have a goal pointer? This guy can score goals. Like, he has eyes for goals. He's a born goal scorer.
So let's assume he's not in Manchester City. If he's in other club, he will still score. Probably may not be as much as he will score, because out of the 10 chances he will get, he will score 6 or 7.
Yes, but you have to create chance before you score.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Because we talk about Chelsea, now Chelsea, they are creating chances, but they are not even scoring. You understand? They don't know how to score goals. Even their best striker, which is Havertz, most time you give him ball, how to place the ball is the problem.
This kind of...
There's no power in his...
This kind of striker like Haaland, when you give him one chance, he can score.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just one chance you need to win again. Fast rewind our minds to the 2012 final. Chelsea only had just that clear chance, and Didier Drogba buried it. And it was 1-1, straight to penalties. So that's how football works sometimes. Rewind our mind to the semi-final of the same year against Barcelona. Torres just got that chance, Jimbo the goalkeeper. No, not even Torres, Ramirez. We were on the back foot. Lampard just saw Ramirez run, gave it to Ramirez, chipped it over the goalkeeper. Boom! 2-1. And that was it. So, this is one important thing about football. It is not about creating the chances. It's about scoring the chances. That's very important.
Right. Talking about Manchester City, they have this opportunity to win 3 trophies this particular season. They are still in it.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Champions League, in the Premier League, and
the FA Cup.
And the FA Cup. With the way they are going, are you seeing the possibility?
Speaking of the treble, it's very, very hard to do. It's very hard to do, especially the Champions League and the Premier League in one season. Personally, they are strong favourites, but I still feel like if they face Real Madrid, they may have a tough game there. I still fancy Madrid. Madrid are my favourites for the Champions League every season. So, but the Premier League and the FA Cup, strong possibilities for them. They can look to. I think they'll win both trophies, because if the Champions League is not sure and the Premier League is not sure, at least they have to have the FA Cup. They have to have at least. Man City is very hard for you to see them in recent years go a season without winning a trophy. So I think they will do 1 or 2 out of the 3, if not 3.
I think realistically, the toughest opponent they will face in the Champions League is Bayern. Last season, Madrid was just lucky. They were in control of the game up to the 90th minute. It was not as if Madrid was spectacular. And last season, they didn't have Haaland. So they missed a lot of chances. Half of those chances, Haaland will bury it. So you see that Madrid doesn't have a chance. Madrid, that the game was for Chelsea to take on Wednesday, if not for the tactical ignorance to some extent of Lampard, Chelsea would have won that game clearly against Real Madrid. Talk less of this Man City that dismantled Bayern. It's still left to be seen who can stop this. Only this Man City can stop this Man City in the Champions League. Only this Man City. And why did I say only this Man City? If they feel too relaxed and start doing the unnecessary things, like wasting their chances, like not taking the games more seriously, then they will stop themselves. Without that, they are halfway there.
They're halfway there, but you know very well that even Guardiola himself needs this Champions League more than the players.
Not just Guardiola, Man City needs the Champions League. Guardiola doesn't need this Champions League. Guardiola doesn't need this Champions League more than the players. But they brought him in to win the Champions League. So he just has to win the Champions League. Because Man City has never won the Champions League.
And that is why they left him there, because that's what they are waiting for. For 5 years, they have not been able to win the Champions League.
They've been very patient with him.
They've been very patient with him.
And mind you, that's the best coach they can get in the market.
Yeah.
He's the best coach this guy is coaching there. And he's not a coach that is slowing down. It's not as if he's not winning anything. He has turned the league to almost his personal property. Because, fine, they have buying power, but they have a coach that is fusing everything together. So far, so good for Man City. They are doing well.
They are doing well. So, the way it is going now,
yes,
you feel that it is over for Bayern Munich because they are 3-0 down. When we talk about the Champions League match, they played the first leg. Manchester City defeated them 3-0. Do you have that conviction that it is over for Bayern Munich? Now, Bayern Munich, given the fact that even today, Bayern Munich did not even win their match. They drew 1-1 according to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's to tell you that Tuchel is not doing a good job there.
Yeah. The main reason they brought him in was because of the Champions League, I believe. And because Bayern were a little bit behind in the league. But I feel like if they had left Nagelsmann, probably they'll be top of the league. Probably they'll still be in the DFK Cup.
And the Champions League will be competing seriously.
And the Champions League, well, I'm not sure of. Because this Man City team, like I said, it's only Man City that can stop Man City. But I believe Real Madrid can stop Man City. But Bayern have not been good enough. And maybe because it needs more time. It's new. It was too early. Nagelsmann was familiar with the players already. Was familiar with the squad. But I feel like the tie is over. I don't see Tuchel's Bayern defeating Guardiola's Man City with 4 goals. Or even 3 goals. I feel like even if they manage to outscore Man City, which is very difficult, it might just be like a 3-2. I feel like realistically speaking, the tie is over.
Right, the tie is over. All right, it is the 45th minute into the first half. Any moment from now, the first half will end, and it is Manchester City who is leading 3-0. Are we expecting a hat-trick from Haaland again? He has scored, he has a brace already, he has 2 goals.
Of course, they can. There's still time, this is just 45 minutes. Except if Guardiola does what he usually do, substituting. If he has not been substituted this season, this guy would have scored over 50 goals already. He keeps 60 minutes, 50, sometimes 70 minutes. He keeps substituting him. So if he's not substituted, imagine that game against Leipzig. Substituted him, I think, around 60 minutes. If he left him in that game, he would score more. So we are dealing with a very serious player on our hands. Let's just hope that injury doesn't cut his career short.
Okay, recently, Brendan Rodgers was sacked, and then Smith was brought in to come and save Leicester City. But right now they are still in the relegation. Do you think he has the ability with what we are seeing now, with the way they are playing? Though I know that probably because they are playing Manchester City, we are not seeing the better side of them because Manchester City they dominate teams. In fact, they dominate you. You will not be able to play game from the midfield to the attack to everywhere. They will dominate you. But are you seeing positivity from what Dean Smith is doing in Leicester City?
I don't think you can use, like you said, this game to judge because realistically, you don't expect Leicester to beat Man City.
Look at those men.
It's warming up.
No, you see, Ela was saying he's not just a striker, he's a leader on the field. Leadership, many of the time, is inbuilt. That's your passion, desire. Like, you're playing with the guys. You know, I was talking about coaching. When you're playing with your players on the field, you tend to understand them better. You can see Guardiola sometimes. It will be like, those things. It's not that
he's one playing it. Sometimes we
is that they are playing with those guys so they can understand their pain from the understanding side.
From the actions.
Because you are on the field with them. Look at what he was doing. It was like
he was moving. This is a guy, he got a red card in the Champions League.
yeah, Anguissa.
He got a red card in the Champions League.
Zamba Anguissa. The game is half-time already.
Yeah, the game is half-time. And
3-0.
you can see Osimhen warming up, but I don't think he's going to feature him.
I don't know if Spalletti wants to risk it.
You don't need to risk
but
it.
But the guy is hungry. He left for me, I will play him.
No, you don't need to play him. You need to let him get.
You know why I said you play him?
So that you use it to warm up for
No, you need, playing form is very important. It's like getting in tune for the next game. Playing form. Not that you bench him. Had it been he has been playing, he was not injured. You can say, okay, you leave him out fully. But he was injured, so at least give him 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to get a taste of the action. So for me, it's very important.
Yeah, very important. Let's look at the starting lineup. Those who actually played from the beginning, who were in the field of play for Manchester City. Edison on the goal. I think he has had so many clean sheets this season. Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Stones, Rodri, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Silva, then Grealish. And you see, Grealish has been, consistent on the field these days, and he has been making a lot of impact.
He has it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It's very good, and
when you give that kind of player to Guardiola, it turns them to another animal. Sterling, when Guardiola messed, he was wasting chances. What did he turn Sterling to? Sterling had one of the highest goal involvement for Guardiola. One of the highest. So when you have a coach like that, he knows how to get the best out of his players. So that's just it.
I see the penalty scored by Erling Haaland in this very particular encounter was a handball from Wilfredo Ndidi.
Yes.
A Nigerian, and we know his exploit in Manchester City. He has been Leicester City. He has been doing well.
Yes.
And to some extent, I think injury took him out. For some time.
Yeah, for some time.
And now came back, and since he came back, how will you rate his play?
It has not been the Ndidi we used to know. He needs to sit down, beat it, and get back. You see, he's beginning to bring in the Napoli game. They are beginning to bring in the guys with the weapon of massive destruction. So the guys that can, Zelinski and Varashkelia just came in. And I think anytime from now, we will see the shining light of Nigeria that is putting Nigerian name on the map of the football world. If Osimhen can continue like this, no game saying he should be one of the nominees for the Ballon d'Or. If he can get Napoli to the final of the Champions League, or maybe win it. This Napoli can face Man City.
Yeah. They have the fighting spirit. They can.
Intensity that they play with.
Oh, no. They can face
Spalletti
they can face anybody.
Has really done a great job on that. The intensity they play with, the way they, oh my goodness. And their game is a joy to watch. You enjoy their game.
Look at the match they played against AC Milan.
With one man down, and they were still playing like that. And they were missing their key man. Kvaratskhelia is not this Kvaratskhelia we used to know without Osimhen. That partnership has been second to none. So if you now bring back Osimhen, I still feel Osimhen should play in this. Since he has brought in Zielinski and Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen should be in this game.
Osimhen should be in the game. And Simon also, both of them, they destroy every defense. Both Osimhen and Simeon.
Simeon has been the guy playing after Osimhen. So he's the second number 9. So. But Osimhen has done a very good job of putting him on the bench. Just coming up to, now, just when they want to rest Osimhen. But mainly Osimhen has been their focal man. Look at now. You see their center forward. You see the difference in having a proper number 9. Yeah. No focal man. When that guy handles that boy, if there is a proper number 9, he will cross the ball to him. So that's the difference. That's one of the undoing of the Chelsea team. They don't have a proper number 9. They have one, but they are not giving him playing time, which is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Yeah, they're not giving playing time. I don't know what really happened. I don't know whether he lost form. It was in the bench today, but he was not used. I don't know what actually transpired. What actually transpired that Aubameyang was left unused in Chelsea. And the people you are putting there are not giving you result. Why not try him?
Yeah, I would have said he's not on form, but look at the Chelsea attackers this season. You can't tell me one attacker that is consistent in the Chelsea attack. So I don't really understand. Maybe for Graham Potter, it wasn't his favorite kind of player. For Frank Lampard too, it's not looking like it's. I think it was a big mistake leaving him out of the Champions League squad. Because if you had a player like Aubameyang, you were speaking on Wednesday night, was it?
Yes,
on Wednesday night, on how we could have done damage to Madrid if we had that line, if we had that vocal point that could hold up play, like you said, that we could have done damage. But I mean, we removed him just to accommodate the new signings, Enzo Fernandez, Joao Felix, Michael Omosh. But there was Bettinelli to remove. You look at some decisions Chelsea have made this season, and it doesn't look like you'll be dumbfounded. This is not Chelsea at all. I don't know if it's the idea of the owner or the idea of the manager. If it's the idea of the manager, then that's very, very weird. If it's the idea of the owner, we understand that he doesn't understand the game. He's just an American owner. Leaving out a striker for other attacking players that are not strikers, by the way. You have no striker in Champions League squad. You have a backup goalkeeper. You have 2 goalkeepers, Mendy and Bettinelli, in the Champions League squad. You can't remove 1 goalkeeper. You go for the striker. That's just ridiculous.
So too many errors, too many wrongful decisions from Chelsea. A pilot and that's what you are feeling. That's what you are getting this result now. You're getting too much bad result all the time. Let's quickly look at the bench of Manchester City. You have Akanji, Ake, Alvarez, Gomez, Gundogan, Lewis, Ortega, Palmer, and Philip. Then the bench of Leicester City, you have Amateur, Daka, Ihanacho.
Okay, spot that.
Michael, you have Mendy, you
see that one?
Pretz.
He made the run in between the 2 defenders. So Kevin De Bruyne could give him a toe-leg pass. Look at it. You see the run between the defenders. You see, the defender cannot cover that space. See the run. So he just made the assist easy for De Bruyne. You see that one? He was going towards the right. He changed.
He changed, yeah. And the defender was still thinking he was going that way.
That's just... It's tracking his instinct.
This guy is so good. His movement is finishing. He's a complete striker.
He's a complete. He can use the head, the leg, the nose, the hands, everything.
Everything's a score. All right, we're talking about those in the bench. He had Nacho on the bench. Has he been doing well this season?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he has. But he started on a not so clear note.
But
later on, he started picking up. But let's see. As you can see, Haaland is on 32 already. And it's Andy Cole and Andrew Cole and Alan Shearer that has the record. In fact, Andrew Cole made the record first before Alan Shearer equaled it. But they will, Alan Shearer is a white Briton.
So he has equal Salah.
Yeah,
Salah also had equal Salah. Salah had 32
and
before.
in this game now, if Guardiola leaves him, he might
overtake Salah.
And he's just getting to understand the Premier League.
And he's already breaking records.
If this guy doesn't substitute that guy, he would have scored 50 by now. Oh my goodness.
You were talking about Lampard going back into the foundation of coaching.
Yeah.
We saw John Terry. I don't know if you saw him now. He has joined Sean Dyche, the Leicester City coach. He's part of the coaching staff.
No, he was even part of his coaching staff when he was at Aston Villa.
Yeah. So
he's just learning.
Yes.
You need to learn. What is helping Arteta? It's not rocket science. He was under Guardiola for like 3 years, maybe 2 years plus. That is not mean fit. There was a game where Man City defeated Guardiola. Man City defeated Arsenal. Sorry.
Yeah.
Guardiola came out to say the tactics they use in winning, coming back into the and winning the game was by Arteta. The Arteta did it, and the game was won.
Wow.
So he had learnt from the magician himself, because Pep Guardiola is really, really a football magician.
So,
they're about to bring Victor Osimhen.
Victor Osimhen coming in, is it a good idea?
Of course.
Why?
Of course.
As you can
they
see,
need a goal now. It's 0-0. It's 72 minutes. You see, I told you 10 minutes of the game. You see that towards the end of the game, so that it will, when you don't play full match, there's this hunger it will create after the match. The next match you will play like a wild lion. You understand? It's like you are the type that eat full plate of food. They now give you quarter. You look at the next time I see this food there. That's what the coach wants to do to you.
And you look at Napoli now, they are playing direct. That was the first cross I've seen in the game.
They will now play more direct. You will see them now. They will now be. You see now. They will now be playing into the box. Now Verona will be under more pressure.
And another thing again, Osimhen will be able to gather defender to
He will
himself
bring
and
guys
create space.
You saw that when he controlled that ball, 3 guys ran to him.
Yeah.
Because they know that one cannot mark him.
Yes. So by so doing that, you're opening space for other people.
You get.
So the goal is smelling to come any moment from now.
It's smelling.
Any moment from now, a goal will come. I'm very sure of that. You know, he's present in the match between AC Milan and Napoli. Will have, I think, created a little.
You will see, Kvaratskhelia will play more confidently now. You will see, there's this feeling. When you are playing with your guy, there's a guy there when I was still playing that. I don't know if I can mention his name there, John. When I play when I see him up front, I feel so confident in the midfield, because I know when I set those passes, he will do the needful. Yeah. So it's just like that for Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen. It will be more. Do you see that mood that will change?
Yeah. Well, that's a nice one. But take away sentiment. a lot of people don't like Guardiola. A lot of
especially
people,
some blacks.
yes, they don't like
They
him.
feel he doesn't like blacks.
They feel he doesn't like black. They feel he's a racist. You know? And so, but when you look at what he's doing, for what he has done to Manchester City, I think he has been able to bring one discipline.
Of
There is
course.
discipline in Manchester City, and if you look at what they are playing right now, you envy them. They are playing good football from all aspects. If you look at those people he has selected so far, they are doing very well, and they are always fit. And no wonder it was very difficult for Ian Acho to fit in, because you know Ian Acho at the point he had he was growing weight. You understand what I'm saying? He was growing weight, he was growing bigger, and it was like it was not fit. You understand what I'm saying? So at the point, Guardiola did not use him. You understand? And that was when he scored against Manchester City at the FA Cup, the FA Cup. And you know what he wrote big man. You understand? Big man. You know what it means? It means they call that he has overgrown. He has overgrown his weight.
Not really that. He just they call him Big Man Kels. His nickname.
Okay.
Not necessarily because he just came on. They just call him Senior Man.
Senior man, yeah.
Senior Man Kels. So he's not as if he's. See, you cannot mention one team that was successful without discipline. So any coach that wants to be successful, you have to be disciplined. It's normal.
Yes, any coach that wants to be successful, you have to be disciplined, because if you look at the squad, okay, look at Akanji. When I had Akanji, I was feeling it's a Nigerian name, but it's from
He's a Nigerian.
He's
He's just playing for Switzerland. He's a Nigerian.
Yeah.
Akanji.
Akanji, yeah. Look at it. Leicester City number 19. Relegation zone. Relegation zone.
There's still hope for them.
They took off Haaland.
Of course, you see what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying.
But why will he always take off Haaland? He should leave him. It will be probably because of injuries, trying to save him.
Yes, no
But
save. I
Guardiola
don't know
said-
why.
He said he would have left Haaland in the Champions League to break Messi's record. But he said his future will be boring, that there will be nothing to play for. So he left him on the pitch. So in order for him to have that hunger still, that yes, I want to break this record, I feel like that's where, you know, Guardiola, Haaland may not be happy with the decision, but
You just have to
nothing-
respect
yes,
the
there's
boss.
nothing he can do.
You see now he has substituted him again.
You said that if they allow him, he will score that goal. But
Imagine he's playing 90 minutes every game, like all those other strikers that got 30. Salah was playing 90 minutes. Alan Shearer, if they were getting by now maybe 60, maybe 60, he would have scored 60. Look at it now. This game, he only played 45 minutes and he scored 2 goals. Just 45 minutes with 2 goals.
that is wonderful.
Two goals. They are still thinking about this.
When last Chelsea scored 2 goals?
No. Chelsea's issue is it will take time.
And now let's quickly look at the statistics. Manchester City dominate the possession by 74%, while Leicester City have 26. Goal attempt for Manchester City is 8, for Leicester City is 3. Shot on goal 3 for Manchester City and none for Leicester City. You understand? And corner kick, 2 corner kicks for Manchester City and none for Leicester City. Goalkeeper save, no save for both keeper. Yellow card, 1 yellow card for Manchester City. You know, sometimes I begin to wonder why you will be leading somebody comfortably and you still be getting cards.
Yes, it was a stupid foul from Bernardo Silva. Madison turned him, and maybe he didn't like it, and he just kicked his leg unnecessarily. So, stupid fouls. We also saw one from Gallagher too in the Chelsea game. Just unnecessary fouls.
Unnecessary foul, you'll be leading somebody. I've seen where you are leading somebody and you're getting a red card. Somebody, you are leading them comfortably and you're still getting, you know, some of these players, they need to be checked. What they take before coming to the pitch.
No, it's just a fun thing.
You know,
Look at this.
look at that from the right side. All right.
This game we are in for a boring second half because Man City has already won the game. So we
They took
just
off Haaland.
look up.
You know the record of Manchester City. They have had 13 games unbeaten. 13 games. They have been winning. They drew out of this 13 games unbeaten. They drew 3. You understand the rest? It's a very good record. The last time they were defeated was Tottenham, 1-0.
Yeah.
That was the last time they were defeated. That's to tell you the record so far. They have been consistent, and definitely we hope to see that in the Champions League final.
They've been consistent for the past 4 years. If I'm not mistaken, 4 years, right? They've been winning at least one trophy.
Ian Nacho Chance, the big man.
Senior Michael. That's what they call him.
But if he was fast, he would have gotten that ball and would have gotten that goal. But he was too slow. Look at
Oh! See the chance Napoli ballooned. Osimhen.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. It's too slow.
Yeah,
And his first touch was bad.
Yeah, first touch was not.
His first touch was bad. He was supposed to take that ball to his front. But he didn't see the other defender coming from the other side. So, the way it's now, Chelsea next match with Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge. A lot of Chelsea fans have already lost hope. They've already lost hope. But I had one Chelsea fan who told me that I should watch out. That Chelsea is going to win Real Madrid and qualify for the Champions League. Is it possible?
A Chelsea fan saying that
Yeah.
it has one confidence or charm somewhere. Or it's just delusional. Or it's just
He's just trying to give himself
yeah.
hope where there
He's
is
not
seems to be.
saying the.
Oh, what? He is shaking the net that I am back.
Oh my God!
Do you know what he said? Do you know the message? I am back. That is for. And he shook the pole. Look at
Oh
that.
my
Look at that.
goodness!
Look at that ballistic shot.
Ah! This ball should be going in, man.
Look at it. Look at it. That's what to talk about strikers. You don't waste time.
You see, Napoli is another thing with him on the field.
Yeah, with him on the field.
That's just it. When you have a focal man, okay, when you look at this Man City team, the way they play first half will be different from second half.
Yeah.
The mentality is there's something it brings to you that, okay, when I do all my dribbling and all these things, I have somebody that can play it into the net. You play like another different player. Talk less of when you say, oh, this guy might, but let's just give it to him. That's how it works.
That was a beautiful one for Osimhen, and they have missed him a lot. All the matches they played, and
they will miss him, of course. They bought him for 70 million for a reason. And I think Napoli will score a goal in this game.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to score a goal. So it's the 50th minute into the second half, and it's still 3-0 in favor of Manchester City. The 3 goals were scored in first half, and this second half, without Haaland, I've seen that Manchester City's game have dropped. The pressure have really dropped. It's like they're not interested in scoring more goals. Because the Manchester City we know, they will give you 5-0, they will be pressurizing you.
And actually, they really need the goals. Because once they beat Arsenal, they will be joint points. And it will be goals. So they need the goals. They need to score goals as much as possible.
I like the way you said once they beat Arsenal, not if they beat Arsenal.
Okay.
It's when they beat Arsenal, not if. Because
the tendency that maybe if Man City gets a red card, it cannot change the direction of the game. But with the full men,
Wow, they're giving players minutes.
Yes, now. De Bruyne. Okay, Rodri.
Okay, the way it's going now, let's look at
What they are just doing is resting him for the next game.
Rodri, yeah, for the next Champions League.
Look how Osimhen.
That was a replay. That was a replay. Now let's talk about the third and the fourth position. The third and the fourth position. Who do you think can settle down there? Because the battle is still open. And Newcastle is having 56 points. Manchester United is having 56 points. Tottenham is having 53. Aston Villa is having 50. Brighton is having 49. And all this set of people, they are all good for that position. So who do you think will settle down there?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Newcastle, we all thought they will make top 4 that was nailed. But nothing is promised in the Premier League. That's why it's the best league in the world. You can see that Newcastle is starting to drop from. It's this period that teams are supposed to show their fighting. This period is very difficult for them. You can look at Manchester United, for example. They can drop because they have both centre backs injured, Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane. I think they have other key players injured also.
Rashford.
Yeah, Rashford. This stage of the season is very difficult because fatigue comes, players get injured, and that's when the demand increases. Because the smallest relegation team you play can be the hardest game for you to play. So Newcastle and Manchester United are not even sure. Neither are Tottenham. I don't think, even by sacking Conte, I don't think it was the best idea. I won't be surprised if Aston Villa sneak up to the 4th place because their form has been very, very good this year. And the Arsenal have been better than them. They won today again. They can do it again. I mean, they are on 50 points. I think they are just 6 points off the top 4. So they can do it. But I see, it will sound somehow, but I see Aston Villa.
Yeah.
And maybe Manchester United.
Manchester United is 29 match. Tomorrow they'll be playing. They'll be playing against Nottingham Forest tomorrow. And a win for them because Newcastle lost today. A win for Manchester United or even a draw will take them third position. Understand what I'm saying? And we'll take them third position. And it will be a very important match tomorrow for them. And then 29 match is when they play that tomorrow when they make it 30. And gradually we are coming to the end of the league. We're just having 8 matches left. 8 matches left to round up the season. And that means the 8 matches that is remaining for Arsenal and Manchester City. You can't tell me that Manchester City is not going to lose any match.
Manchester City might. They have the strength, the mentality to win every remaining match. Of course. You remember last season, the chase, when Liverpool was chasing them, 1 point chase. They won all their matches. The last game of the season that was a scare, they won it. So they can win the remaining number of games. But it's the Premier League. Surprises can come up. Maybe Arsenal, in those states they call something Agbe Mugbe. You keep me here today. So if Arsenal can do that, maybe Arsenal can have a shout, maybe a chance to win the league. But once Man City if Man City defeat Arsenal, they should kiss this trophy goodbye.
And that would be a disappointment to Arsenal fans. But they're already celebrating.
Of course. There was a time they were 8 points.
Yeah,
Clear. Of course, they will be disappointed.
But I think they can only take the positive out of it.
Yeah, of course.
Each Arsenal fan will have expected their team.
It's really, really.
Yeah, it's a very good job from Mikel Arteta.
It's really, really encouraging. They can build on that, invest in the team, and challenge for the league next season and even the Champions League. So far, so good for Arsenal.
So far, so good for Arsenal. We'll talk about Tottenham. They lost their match today against Bournemouth. And 53, they're in 53 position. Aston Villa, they are coming up with the likes of Watkin and Ramsey, they are doing a lot of good striking. They are scoring a lot of goals. And there's the possibility, like you said, there's the possibility that they can get to that top 4. But between Manchester United and Newcastle, one of them have to leave that position.
Yeah.
And if I ask, who do you think will leave?
I think Newcastle will fall off. I think Manchester United would find a way to manage their injuries and Napoli are under.
What a counter! 1-on-1. These are the kind of players you see in Chelsea. You know, these are the kind of players Chelsea have. I didn't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that Alas Veronas have this kind of player. They are packed in Chelsea. So many of them. They get that kind of chances and they run 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper and they throw it away.
Jeff Pulisic and Joao Felix.
They are specialists in that. Specialists. Let's talk about Guardiola. And if Guardiola did not win this Champions League this season, will you join to call him a local champion?
No, I will not call him a local champion.
He's not a local champion because he has won the Champions League. You can only call somebody that has not won the Champions League a local champion.
But if he didn't win, do you think Manchester City will sack him?
Why would they sack him? You have to grow to win Champions League.
But he has been in
the
that club.
The reason Chelsea sacked those coaches is that when you don't win anything per season, Guardiola has been winning something every season for a few years now. So why will they sack him? When you sack him, who do you want to collect to replace?
There's no better replacement.
Who is better?
Graham Potter.
Potter.
They can do it Chelsea and I have Graham.
No. They will not want to die. They don't want to die young.
But will it surprise you that this season it is possible for Manchester City to go without a trophy?
They won't go
without a trophy.
Yes, FA Cup they will collect.
Yeah.
But it's possible for them to go without a trophy.
Yeah, the possibility is like 0.2%.
It's possible, but realistically, they will win one of those 3 trophies. I see this squad now. See them now. Foden is not on the field.
Best striker, the best midfielder.
Is Mahrez on the field? Yes. See squad now, and they have tactician. They will win at least one of these 3.
1, 2, or 3.
Talking about Osimhen, I will begin to look at the Nigerian players who trade this in Europe. Apart from Osimhen, today we saw Eze. You understand what I'm saying? Eze. The other day we saw Chukwueze. It was Chukwueze. You understand? It was the man of the match. Apart from Osimhen, which other Nigerian player will you call and say, okay, this particular person too is doing very, very well?
In the Nigerian squad?
Yes, the Nigerian players that are playing in Europe. They are in their clubs.
The only 2 players you got, like you mentioned, are Osimhen and Chukwueze. Another player that has been good this season is Ademola Lookman, who plays for, I think, Atlanta. He has been very good this season. I think he has the highest goal contribution in his club. There's even the Francis. There's a Nigerian player named Francis, a striker who has been doing well. He broke a record this season in his league, the fastest hat-trick. And
in Europe, the guy from Ghent.
Yeah, the guy from Ghent.
Yes.
I think he's
Urban something.
Yeah, Urban. Yeah, he broke the record.
Fastest hat-trick in Europe.
In Europe, yes. I think it was a Europa Conference League game.
Yes.
Yeah. Then this season, Leicester are not good. Unless Ndidi would have been fantastic for them again, like he is. But Leicester have just gone down. So Nigerian players, they've been.
Okay, today we saw Everton defeated. Iwobi was there.
Yeah, a lot of them actually. There's the striker we are playing for Nice. Is doing well. There's Folarin Balogun, the guy in Arsenal loan to Reims, I think FC Reims in France, is the highest scorer is one of the highest scorers in the French league now. There is Paul Onuachu that scored, I think, around 20 plus goals, 20 goals this season. There's Ademola Lookman. There are guys that are doing well. We just need a coach to fuse them together.
Wow.
So is he injured again?
No. He's just angry that they didn't win.
Are they protesting for a penalty?
I think they are protesting.
Osimhen is hungry.
They should control him so that I don't get a card.
Match is over.
That's the end of the match.
They should control him. He's letting his emotions.
Peace. And the match is over. No goal for them. I think their last 3 matches now, they've not scored any goal.
Yeah. Last 3 matches. No. Last 2 matches. They scored against Lecce. They won the game 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
So, last 2 matches.
Against Milan.
2 matches, yeah, this match and the other one.
Their last 2 matches at the Maradona, their home ground. They've not scored. Milan defeated them 4-0 and now they are playing in. And Milan is coming there on Tuesday.
I think in their last 4 matches, they failed to score 3 times. Because Milan also beat them 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0, yeah.
Against
Not
Milan.
last, 3 out of 4 matches.
Yeah, I said 3. In their last 4 matches, they failed to score 3 times. Against Milan in the Champions
Not
League.
3 times, in 3 games.
They failed to score in 3 games in the last 4 matches, yeah.
Against Milan and now again. And Osimhen did not play nights. He didn't even. This was.
He came in 73 minutes.
He just
so
came
that's
in.
not enough.
And he shook the pole.
And he did. He hit the crossbar. He was unlucky.
Okay, this very particular match now, you see what Guardiola is doing. He has removed De Bruyne, removed some of the Erling Haaland. He has removed some of the key players and just brought in some new faces. The other substitute he brought in, I think it's a new face. And that is, what is his name? Palmer. He brought in Phillips.
Palmer is not a new face. Palmer has been playing for Man City for quite some time. He's one of their academy products.
Okay, he's the one that replaced De Bruyne.
Growing up the ranks.
Then Phillips replaces Rodri. Alvarez replaces Salad. Then Akanji replaces Stone. You know, so that's to tell you that Guardiola is comfortable with the results so far.
Yeah. He can rotate now. He can rest players now. There's still the leagues to chase. There's still the Champions League to chase. So you won't want to risk any injury, especially for those players you mentioned. Those are one of the most key players for Man City. Haaland, De Bruyne, John Stones, Rodri. The pillar goes like that. Centre back, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder and striker. If they lose any of those players, they are in risk of losing the league to Arsenal. So they have to have their best players fit if they want to win.
All right. Talking about the Premier League and talking about coaches, we've seen a lot of teams. But if I want to ask, out of the big teams in England, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and what, Manchester City. Apart from Chelsea, which other big team did not do well?
Liverpool.
They are simple as that.
And that means they are going without a trophy too this season.
Yeah.
Yes. They are out of all other competition and they cannot win the league. They can't win the league anymore. So they are going trophyless. They are just a victim of their success last season.
And they most likely won't make Champions League too.
But I'm not seeing the possibility of Jurgen Klopp using the same players to rebuild Liverpool.
He has said in the summer he's going to look into buying players, and you also have to look at injuries. They've also suffered from, like Chelsea have suffered from injuries. The only reason why we did not really, should I say, feel it in recent times, is we have our squad is bloated.
Yes.
Our squad is very big.
In fact, one of the reasons we didn't win the league last season was injuries.
Yeah, it was injuries.
We were topping the table before injuries started.
So, John Terry.
Yeah, assistant manager.
Of Leicester.
Yes. You know, he's one of the backroom staff of Dan Smith, the new coach. He has been a member of backroom staff since he was with him at Aston Villa too.
This was in COVID period.
Yeah, he was at Aston Villa at that time.
So Liverpool, they've not been good enough this season. And sacking Jurgen Klopp is not an option because realistically, which better manager is out there also you used to replace him? And they're just in a sticky situation right now with injuries. Luis Diaz, you said he's set to return maybe in the next match. They've really missed him because Gakpo has not performed to expectation. He's not really a winger, he's not really a striker.
He's an supporting striker.
Yeah, support like
He's
similar to
supporting
Havertz.
striker. Yes.
So they have a lot of Jurgen Klopp has a lot of work to do next season.
Yeah. Right.
And if there's one manager that can bring the best back to Liverpool, it's Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Even this season.
But the way I'm seeing him,
Even
I'm
this
seeing him as if it is tired.
Don't rule them out. They can still come back and clinch the Champions League spot. They still have 2 games in hand. 2 solid games in hand. Once they win those 2 games, they go ahead to 50. They will be joint 6th with Aston Villa. And that will be just 6 points of the Champions League space. With Man U accumulating injury worries, Newcastle not stable. The top 4 is
Liverpool is in 8th position. They are 29th. That's they have 1 outstanding. You understand?
2.
1. We're in match day 30 now. Okay, some people have already played 31.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of clubs have played 31.
Yes, that's 2.
But
it's just Newcastle is 1 ahead of them.
yes, Arsenal is 30, Manchester City 30, Newcastle 30. It's Man U that is 29.
Yes.
Man U is 29 and Liverpool is also 29.
Yes, of course.
So if Liverpool can win their next match, we'll be talking about 47 points. In fact, they will still remain, okay, if they win their match, they can move up to 6th position. Because the Aston Villa we are talking about now, Aston Villa has already played 31.
31. And they have 50 points.
Yeah.
If Liverpool wins those 2 games, they'll be having 50 points.
Yeah.
And the Premier League game will be remaining 7.
Remaining 7, yeah.
So anything can happen. There are still a lot of... we still have 21 points up for grabs. So you can still meet up with 6 points.
I think Manchester City...
And that Newcastle will still face Arsenal.
We'll still face that's another battle.
So that's another battle for them.
And if you look, the thing is that it looks that it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal. Do you know why? Because if you look at the caliber of matches
remaining for Arsenal.
Yes. Wow. It's surprising.
They still have...
Can you imagine? This is a Chelsea fan. You understand what I'm saying?
Everybody is a Chelsea. Everybody is a
because that's how you people play.
No,
you always give goalkeeper.
This is not Chelsea. This is not Chelsea. We are Chelsea. We know how Chelsea plays.
Okay, this is not Chelsea.
This is not the Chelsea we used to.
Look at that. Look at that. Just come on. No, that is too poor. That is too poor.
These are just bully boys.
If Leicester City can score 1 goal now,
boys.
I think they will be encouraged
to do what?
They can't chase anything.
If they score 1, they will collect 2. They better maintain, respect themselves. Because this game is dead and buried as far as I'm concerned. This is the goal
against Arsenal that made them to cry.
That goal really made them cry. If they had won Liverpool, we would have been talking about Arsenal winning the league.
Yeah.
Because look at, they are now scoring beautiful goals against Chelsea. Just imagine.
Do you see, since the Guardiola made those changes, do you see how Liverpool have balanced?
Man City.
Yeah, no,
Leicester.
Leicester City. They are balanced now, and it's like they are dominating them in the midfield.
Yes,
But
no.
they can't do real. I don't think they can do real damage. Guardiola just made it cool, just to see the game of maybe this.
Not just make it cool, oh. It's because of the Wednesday match.
Yeah, and also to give this other.
Then to rest his key players.
Yes, and give
Because
other
at this
players
point of the season, injuries, any small injury out of the season.
this Sergio Gomez.
You know, there are guys coming up the ranks in Man City now. The transition has been smooth. Fernandinho left, it was as if he didn't leave. Vincent Company left, it was as if he didn't leave. That's why when you have a manager that knows, it's very important. He knows what he wants. He knows the right thing to do at the right time. A manager that knows is very, very important. Not managers that are blank. He rested Gundogan, he rested Ake. They've played too many matches. They've played too many matches. So, with the current listing on ground now, with what I'm saying, so far, I think the cow the Arsenal fans had gone to buy. You remember 2006 that they went to buy cow and they didn't have teeth to eat. When Samuel Eto'o and Belletti had other ideas. It's like that thing is coming close again. You know, almost syndrome. And what they should know is almost cannot kill a bear.
Iheanacho.
Iheanacho have put one, and they can put two.
You see, this happens when you remove the first team. The same thing that happened to Man U. Chelsea, does Chelsea have first
No,
team?
when we took Enzo off and we took.
Chelsea doesn't have a first team. We only have team. No first, no second.
For now.
You can see Man U that Thursday night when they took off Bruno Fernandes, Martial, and so that's what happens. The opponent can come out into the game.
You look at the celebration of Iheanacho, was not much.
Because they are leading them.
Because they're leading them. And it was once a Manchester City. Some players don't celebrate when they score against their old club.
It depends on the relationship you have.
It depends on the way they left.
Most of the times.
But he did not live very well.
Even when Manchester City sold him, they put a buyback clause.
Look at him offside.
I guess that's why I played the ball. He knew it was offside.
Manchester City, like what I tell you, that's what I'm telling you, that little team, although it's probably because of the substitution. But even though with all your best players, little team can cripple your team.
Yeah.
And before you know what is happening, this Manchester City we are seeing that we think they are going to have trouble. At the end of the day, they may not win anything.
I still don't think that's possible. This team is too strong. This Manchester City team. Some people are saying they are not as strong as they used to be, or they are not. This team is strong.
They are strong, but they are not as strong as
this team.
But they are still strong.
This Man City side with a striker like Erling Haaland will defeat last season Man City side without the striker. That people assume are stronger. Because before, don't let me say before, even with Erling Haaland, some people say their gameplay is somehow. Some games where it doesn't score,
Yeah.
there will be like their gameplay somehow that is too stiff. It's not as fluid as the other.
Yeah, as it
forms.
used to be.
You know, I know there are some. You know, there are some matches you play. They will cut off supply. You understand what I'm saying? All the
Like
supply.
what
All the,
Tottenham did.
yeah, they will cut off supply, and it will be very difficult for him to score.
And some people will say it's not as fluid as the players they play as false nine last season. That if it was Foden that was there, it's more skillful, it's more fluid. He can link up well. The Haaland doesn't have the dribbling. It's not technically good enough. All that, I don't believe that. I still think it's the right man to lead that line. Nobody can score. De Bruyne's assists could have been double if Haaland was in Man City before. The chances he created for Sterling and Jesus, especially Sterling, that clear-cut chances they will miss.
Yeah, they will miss. But he's not missing anyone.
He's not missing anyone.
Out of 10, he will score 7.
He will score 9. He will score 9.
He can even score the whole 10.
He scored 9.
He's so precise.
Yeah.
So clinical.
So precise. He's a precise goal scorer. And
Thank you.
football cannot.
Oh, corner kick.
We can
Goal kick.
Somebody deflate. Somebody blocked that shot.
Weak foot.
This is weaker foot.
He did very well. And the man still have been under pressure if he has scored that second.
There's not enough pressure. Eh? Taking 1 point, taking 1 point, 2 points from them. Okay.
Set it to his leg now.
Done better. Wow.
The match is becoming interesting.
Man still are losing the ball too much.
They've removed the go-to guys.
Yeah. Seems like a comfortable enough lead.
You know, this game, with the way Manchester City is playing in the midfield, I still think that, you know, these coaches have to rethink bringing out their key players.
Bringing out their key players.
At this kind of moment.
And let me tell you, this match is very important for Manchester City. Very, very important.
Every match is a
Every
final.
match is a final for them. You know, they thought scoring 3 that they are good to go, but if Leicester gets a go back now, the first goal Sevilla scored was 84th or 83rd minute. And this is just 79th minute. So anything is still possible. Honestly, they should be having a rethink on how, not just bringing out their players, on the timing they should bring. Like that Haaland, half time is too early.
It's too early. It's
I
too
still
early.
think it's too early.
And since then, the attempt of goal has been reduced.
As reduced now.
Since then, we are not seeing the flow of football for Manchester. They are just trying to dominate the midfield and play the ball around, pass the ball around. We are not seeing that bite.
They are just wasting time.
Yeah.
They just want to while away the time and just get the 3 points and move on. And now, the number of goals now they are using to lead now will be 8.
Yeah.
It will be 8 compared to that of Arsenal. So, and it's not really the best.
The senior players on the pitch are Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and Laporte.
And Diaz too is still on the field.
Oh, yes. Walker.
Yeah, Walker too. And there's a limit to how many players you can remove. Look, Akonji Self is still on the field. He came in too, but he's one of the first team players. He started the game of Bayern. And the guy is a very
Solid.
good mathematician.
Yes.
He can calculate with his head without using the
Yes.
calculator.
He can calculate any number you
Like extremely intelligent.
give him. So that.
Who Akanji?
Yes.
Akonji.
Any number you give him to
You
calculate.
can give him 1, 2, 4, 3 divided by, and he will do it in his head.
4,678
Oh my God.
times.
He will give you the decimal.
105.
Ah, no. His brain is
Some
top
of them
notch.
take him 5 seconds.
I don't know. He's really, really good.
All right, it's the 82 minutes into the second half. 3-1 in favor of Manchester City, and I see Leicester City fighting back, trying to have a equalizer if it will be possible. But a lot of people doubt that. But in football, everything is possible.
Of course.
From what I'm seeing, the new manager, the new Sean, what is his name?
Sean Dyche. Dean Smith.
Dean Smith, yeah. I think so far it's a good work he has done with Leicester players. Despite the fact they were three goals down, you can see them fighting back, and they have put in one. It is very difficult to score Manchester City because they're one of the most defensive teams. But yeah, they have created more chances. They have missed. You see, Nacho missed the second goal.
I think it was he was also a good response for me bringing on Nacho, who is more younger than Vardy, can move. Maybe Vardy is not as mobile as he used to be. So bringing on Nacho was better. But Guardiola also made it a little easier for him. By taking off
the key players. But what you just see is, you can't really say it's that good manager. It's just maybe new manager bounce. So let's just see them maybe 10 games or maybe the end of the season. Let's first see if they can escape relegation.
They're very, very close to being relegated.
They are very close, but with 3 straight wins, they'll get out of the relegation. So this season's relegation battle will be very interesting.
It's more interesting, almost more interesting than the title.
It will be very interesting because I think from like 20 to maybe 14th or thereabout, they can still get relegated. So you can't really say this person is relegated.
That's why the Premier League is the best league in the world.
And just imagine, Everton defeated Chelsea, Southampton defeated Chelsea. You know, those teams, Wolves defeated Chelsea. Those teams in relegation zone. It's so appalling.
So appalling. Chelsea now is a team where everybody can beat.
We call it Charity FC. If you want points, we'll give you 3 points.
If you want points, we'll give
Charity.
Really, Charity FC. Really. I'm very sure that a lot of Chelsea fans will not want to even watch Chelsea play match.
Honestly,
the Champions League.
It's a painful thing. It's a painful thing seeing Chelsea collapse like a pack of cards like this.
Look at this.
That will be another chance for Leicester, and it is. Oh no!
Madison, come on.
Kai, it's a good save for Medicine.
Very good save. Wouldn't have expected the near post.
As a defensive error.
Madison is a very smart player, and should have looked so
He can pass the ball. Okay, he can't.
He was covered.
It's a corner kick.
Oh my God.
Let's just look at the possession, because I'm very sure Leicester is 28% of the possession, because they have taken a lot of possession now. 72 to Man City.
Dangerous corner from.
Oh, penalty! That is a clear penalty. The referee should not say he didn't see it. From a distance here, I saw it.
There will be a VAR.
He's listening.
From a distance here, I saw it. It's a penalty. Did you see that?
Guardiola will be shaking now. Guardiola will be shaking now.
Oh, penalty. It was going to the net.
I don't think so.
Okay, his hands were on his body.
Oh.
It's a penalty.
His hand was not touching his body.
His hand was not touching. It's a penalty.
Might be a penalty.
No, he might not give that.
His hand was not touching
The
his
hand
body.
was in a comfortable.
Yeah, but the hand shifted also.
When the ball touched your hand.
Okay, indeed, he's going out.
Yes. Attack. They are going all out attack now.
So what is the referee decision?
Play on.
Play on.
I told you that I will most likely not give the penalty.
That would have encouraged them to come back.
Guardiola would have been so scared. Reaction.
86 minutes just 3 minutes left for regulation time, and it will be a good one for Manchester City. They've taken a 3 points, and they have also closed the gap, and that is what everybody expected today.
Yeah, that's the expectation.
We
Only Arsenal fans are not expecting them to win. Because you know now, the bad belly vibes.
You can see Haaland and Grealish
smiling as they hunt down Arsenal.
They are good hunters.
They're the best. Look at that.
You know, these are the reasons why sometimes I like some of the strikers. You see, Erling Haaland is happy. You know, despite the fact that he was substituted. But people like Ronaldo, when you substitute them...
No, if Ronaldo was in this...
if you substitute him, it's a problem.
Yeah, but you know, his mentality...
Haaland is just growing now. Yeah. When you go to a certain stage, ego will start setting in. So those things, those reactions you get, even Messi, is ego, you know. When you are big, you are big.
You are the goat of the game.
It's not easy. None of them is the goat of the game. The greatest of all time still remains Pelé.
That's in your opinion.
It's not in my opinion.
That's in your opinion.
Mention another player that has won 3 World Cups.
Mention
and scored
a player that has
1,000
won everything.
What is everything? You define everything. When you want to define everything, everything is what is available to the environment. Listen, he didn't play in Europe because the president of Brazil declared him as a treasure. So even Real Madrid, Juventus wanted to take him. The president declared him a treasure of the nation. And as at that year, if you compare the way, there was no VAR to monitor guys. There was strong tackles, worse tackles too.
Yeah, I know.
You understand what I'm saying? There were a lot of goals he scored that they didn't even record.
And there were easy goals too because there was no VAR, there was no offside. Some people say he scored against Israeli team.
When did they introduce VAR?
People say he
scored
Now, let's bring it back to that.
He didn't play outside.
Ronaldo and Messi had played how many years before VAR? VAR just came 2019.
I'm talking
after
about the
FIBA World
offside
Cup, 2018, 2019. So when did VAR come? You cannot compare Pelé of Brazil. Go and watch everything you see Messi and Ronaldo done. Pelé has done it. Yeah, is it snake bite? Is it 360? Is it skills?
If you are talking like that, then you can say Ronaldinho is the greatest of all time.
You don't understand. Ronaldo didn't score as high as Pelé. But Pelé scored that high, was that skillful, was that successful, scored a lot of goals, 1,144 that was recorded in his name, and even won 3 World Cups and won the league. The leagues is dominant, the leagues he played, the trophies available around, he won them.
But he didn't win in Europe. And
he didn't come to Europe. You have to first play in Europe to win in Europe.
And that is why he's not the greatest of all
because
time.
Then,
Messi has
listen. You can never compare a Messi to Pelé. It's not done anywhere in the world.
In your opinion?
It's not in my opinion. It's the reality we have in front of us. First, Messi just scored 800 goals.
Yeah.
Pelé has scored 1,144. Apart from that, Pelé, the years he won the World Cup.
Go.
Oh! That would have been a second goal in a natural goal. You are the man of the match.
Could have had an hat-trick in this game.
That was a good attempt.
An hat-trick in this game if it was serious. What a ball for Madison.
One touch.
Could have had that trick in this match if it was serious.
It was serious. He played the ball.
He came in the second half. Oh, beautiful! The penalty. Oh no, that is not correct.
I mean, it's also soft to be a penalty.
There should be a replay of that. If Leicester City have played like this from the beginning, though I'm sure it's because of the substitution. But if they had played like this from the beginning, it would have been difficult for Manchester City to win.
No, they cannot play like this because the big guys are the big boys.
If Man City had their key players in, there might have been 6 goals down by now. They would have been 6 goals down by now.
That's why quality differs.
Yeah.
It is 3 minutes additional time, and
Then the 93rd.
93rd minute, and I think the 3 minutes should be over any moment from now. And it is already clear that Manchester City have taken the day. Yeah. So we're just waiting for the final whistle.
If Leicester had come back into this game, Guardiola wouldn't have forgiven himself. He wouldn't
And
have
we take this as a
forgiven
lesson.
himself. Serious one. But you can't really blame him too.
Yeah.
The main trophy they are chasing is Champions League, not even mainly the league. So that's why he needs all hands on deck. The reason he even started those guys is because they have a fighting chance for the league. So that's
just extra.
So that's why. So that's why he had to start substituting them. And you cannot tell me that this Haaland will not
Match is
have
over.
And that is the final whistle.
second leg.
The match have come to an end, and it is Manchester City who took the day. And it's very clear they are sitting comfortably in second position with 67 points. 70 points. Comfortably sitting 70 points. Under Arsenal, who is having 73 points. And that is how far it is. Newcastle remain third with 56. Manchester United fourth with 56. And Tottenham fifth with 53 goals. Tomorrow will be the match between West Ham versus Arsenal. Then Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. And it's going to be an interesting one. And that match will also determine how far Arsenal can go. Because if you look at it, West Ham is not a team.
It's another London derby.
And another London derby. It's not a team you can just beat easily. So it will be very difficult for Arsenal. We just hope. We wish Arsenal luck. That's why the fact that we wish Arsenal luck. Not you don't wish them luck. You wish West Ham defeat them. What does Arsenal do you?
I don't like Arsenal. I don't like their fan base.
Okay.
They are too arrogant.
Too arrogant. Too delusional.
And they've never won the Champions League.
Yes. They've never won any European trophy.
No, they've won the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, only the
But
UEFA Cup.
They've not, in their life,
One champion.
and they don't even know if in their future generation they will ever win it. And they'll be talking to us anyhow. We that just won in
We've
2021.
completed football.
We've won everything winnable in football. It's not pride. We are just trying to say it as it is.
All right. So can you just quickly, just 2 minutes, Mr. Jimmy, just summarize the match?
The matches. So, Wolves. The first match was Newcastle.
Yeah, just this very particular one.
Okay,
this match. Leicester City versus Manchester City.
Dominant performance for Man City in the first half. They went 3-0 up. I predicted 3-0. I didn't even know they would score 3-0 in under 30 minutes.
Yes.
They scored 3 goals. Haaland with 2 goals. John Stones with
The other
incredible goal from, I think it was outside the box. An incredible volley, but they removed their key players. Leicester had the chance to come back into the game. They brought in Achon. He could have scored 2 goals and they could have gotten back into the game, but he didn't take his chance. Well, he was unlucky, and it is what it is. And Man City are smiling again, as you can see. Erling Haaland is smiling. They are hunting Arsenal down. Arsenal, I'm very sure Arsenal, they are very scared. Maybe they are even shitting in their pants right now. They'll be very scared.
West Ham is always a difficult fixture.
So
For Arsenal.
So, Mr. Adeyemi, can you just in 2 minutes just summarize the match before we round up?
There's nothing more to say than brilliant Man City, brilliant coaching, brilliant tactical approach. What more?
Brilliant
you want
Haaland.
Brilliant Haaland. What more can you say? You were leading. You still had the chance to rest your key players for the Champions League game, and you still won the game with 3 goals to 1. 2 goals difference, which you had to your goal difference advantage. So it's all good. It's a wonderful time to be a Man City fan.
It's a wonderful time to be a Man City fan. So that is how far we can go for today. We've seen it the way it is. And for now, don't forget to join us tomorrow. We'll bring you the matches between West Ham vs Arsenal, 2 o'clock. Then Nottingham Forest vs Manchester United, 4:30 tomorrow. Don't forget to join us. And always remember to subscribe to our page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just press the subscription button and you'll be on and you will always get notification from us. For now, it is goodbye. See you tomorrow.